Hello. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. It's been a little while.
It's been a little while.
Who are you?
I'm Peggy Allen.
I'm Amanda Kiewit.
And you're watching the Millcast, and I'm back from vacation, so I don't even know what we're on.
54 maybe?
Oh, really?
52 is a year, as I've learned in
okay,
episode
then we
52.
did maybe it's 54. In any case.
Something like that.
Yeah. Bit of a harrowing drive coming in today.
It is full on, like, disgusting winter weather
yeah,
today.
And
it snowed last night. I think it was, like, supposed to be lovely, and then the rain
That was
came.
a slick drive. I don't have winter tires on yet.
Oh, I do, and I had a Subaru, too. I should have been fine, but what happened, like, they haven't plowed our road yet, so...
Yeah.
Because
you're on a dirt road.
And because I'm pregnant, my husband, bless his heart, did all of the shoveling this morning, which is great, but they haven't plowed our road yet. So once you got out of our road, the dirt road is not plowed, and then, like, it's prime time for plow trucks to come by. So, like, you're trying to pass these giant trucks. There was a fire
and yours is
engine.
a narrow dirt road,
Yeah, there was a fire engine coming, which I was prepared for because my husband also, again, great guy. He's on the local volunteer fire department.
Yeah.
So we made a deal this morning because we have a lot of work to catch up on, Peggy and I, that we would switch who does drop off and pick up. So I heard the call come in that there was a fire call for people because when trees are down, the fire department comes.
Yeah.
So that cut off one entrance, the way I normally come to work. So he's like, take the other way. I was like, great tip. But then I met the fire engine on our road, and it just, like, I have his, I'm driving the car he normally drives, so it has the fire plates on it, and I thought that's why they were sort of stopping. I was like, I'm not who you think. I am just trying to get out in the safest car possible.
Yeah.
Anyways, I did make it, but I, like, lost traction a few times.
So did I. I don't know what's worse, paved road or dirt, because I get worried that the pave is turning into
You've got a giant hill.
It's very steep, and I am creeping. And when someone comes behind me, I'm like, I'll move over and let you go, because I am creeping down. Took me,
Yeah.
Anyway,
we made it here.
We made it here.
I hate the winter driving. It's like
I do too.
That and the ticks. Worst parts of living in Vermont.
Yeah,
so.
And I haven't gotten better after more than 10 years. I still white knuckle it with visions of sliding. But anyway, I had a week off.
Yes, you did, and we did a lot of texting during your week off, which I feel bad about.
I didn't think it was too bad. It was really kind of fun to have several days in a row.
So what'd you do?
We went over to Conway, New Hampshire.
Because you got a house out there.
Yeah, and just checked on it and did some things. Puttered around, went for long walks in the neighborhood. It's hunting season, so stayed on the road and had the day glow jackets. There's a field that you can go in with the dogs that, again, Todd and I were wearing our jackets. Did some knitting.
Nice.
There's an auction house in Plainfield, New Hampshire, Wordsmith's auction house. My sister is completely addicted to auctions.
Yeah.
I'm not so much, but I had time to go down and look at the preview, and it was a lot of fun.
Cool.
And got bit by the bug and bid on a few things last night.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you about that later. I didn't tell Todd all the things I was bidding on, and here's the problem: he watches this Millcast, so I'm going to get busted. But I'm going down later this afternoon to pick up my haul.
Ooh, I'm excited to hear more about this. You'll have to tell us all next week.
Yeah,
it's
good.
Show and tell.
But I should have started with the biggest news. Now I'm going to get weepy. Our third grandson arrived on the 18th of November at 11:55. He had a little bit of trouble, which some pulmonary issues that had his parents, on your knees, right, making every deal you can with the Almighty. And this little boy came through with winning colors. His name is William Lambert Nelson Eads. He goes by Will, and he is now home after a few days in the NICU. And he is just adorable. There are some pictures of the parents and his brothers, and Will is. We hope to see Will on Saturday. Can't wait.
It's so exciting.
It's very exciting.
Oh, I was so thankful when you texted me I think it was on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That he was going to be able to come home the next day because they thought it was going to be like 3
weeks. Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, I didn't realize. Just sidebar, real quick. I did not realize that if a newborn can't feed right away and has to be fed through a tube, and in this case through his belly button, that once you do try to move over to a bottle, it can take a very long time for them to reestablish that rooting instinct and be able to actually feed themselves,
Interesting.
and that's what was going to make it 3 weeks.
But he's doing okay.
Yeah,
now?
he's doing well.
That's
he's doing well.
awesome.
Yeah. So
Good.
anyway,
Congratulations to you.
yeah, it's good. So it was a
Yeah.
great vacation, but I'm thrilled to be back because, as always, there's just so much going on.
There's a ton going on this week. Well, and
Yeah.
we should say on the subject of family,
Yeah.
we have some rumors out there floating
yeah,
around in the
good
ether
Lord.
that we need to address here on the Millcast.
Yeah, I thought we had, but I guess we've got a lot of new people who have found us, and they've made some assumptions. I am not Amanda's mother or her freaking grandmother. I think someone thought that. Good God. Although I have to say, my 2 daughters are older than you, so
Yeah, they are.
there's
Yeah.
a little age difference, but
Yeah, and I think it's a totally reasonable rumor for people.
Yeah.
We're just friends.
we're friends, and
I would
there's
say
a little bit of
Peggy
age
and
difference.
Todd are my Peggy especially is my sheep and fiber mentor before we started this mill project together. And yeah, we started this mill as a multi-generational team, and I think it has served us well. But to put the rumors to rest, we are in no way related, even though Todd is from Wisconsin. So
that is true.
That.
There is that. Yeah, he too is from Wisconsin.
But so that's a rumor. Don't believe it.
Put to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What else have we got? We've got a lot to catch up on.
Oh my goodness. So we had, we did our holiday sale again this year. It's our biggest sale of the year.
Right.
And that's still running while we're recording. It'll be over by the time the episode is posted. But we have just been so thankful for everybody supporting us.
So very cool.
We're a small business. I think people are, I think our customers are really in tune with supporting small businesses.
Yep.
I'm sure all of you are watching because you care about small businesses. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
That is
absolutely.
helping us
I
keep
keep
this
using the
dream
word
alive.
humbling, but I find it all very humbling, the reaction.
Yeah.
And yes, and so we'll be spending a good chunk of today.
Yep.
Picking and packing.
Picking and packing. It's
So,
great.
Hey, you got to tell the story of the stickers.
Oh yeah, I saw on Instagram somebody posted a picture we had sent out as a part of our birthday thing for the Millcast. We were sending people these holographic Millcast stickers, and we saw that one of them ended up on one of your vehicles. So I'll if I can find the photo, I'll throw it in. And it's our logo, and right below it is the spin cycle sticker as well.
Geez,
and I was
okay.
all represented here. And I also have to say, I was at one of my prenatal appointments the other week.
Yeah.
And just sitting there on the ledge, sort of where the midwives and staff hang out, was
Yeah.
a water bottle with our logo across it.
Love it.
And it's just so fun to see where our stickers pop up, and you're just like, oh my gosh, we're out in the world.
Todd has his right on his laptop.
I have mine on my lap. I think it's great. So I'm curious to see where else have
absolutely.
these stickers ended up.
Yeah.
We've been sending them out for the past couple months with every order.
You're right. So we have 2 different stickers. If you've got one of our stickers, where did you put it?
Yeah. We love stickers. They're fun.
So more big news, like crazy.
Yeah.
We've been leading up.
For like a year now.
That's right. This Thursday, barring weather, our spinner is going to arrive.
Yes.
It's going to. You'll see plenty of pictures, I'm sure, but it's going to be all crated. It's going to show up here
with
on Thursday.
With a bajillion nails apparently in it.
Plenty of nails. We're going to do a lot of moving around, and we'll let you know about that more. And then the following day, again, knock on wood, the electrician will arrive to hook everything all back up. So
it's very exciting.
It's really exciting.
I did a ton of measuring while you were out. So you can imagine I kept coming in the mill with the measuring tape and a clipboard, and I was like, I couldn't stop at the spinner, so I'm measuring the pin drive. I've got a full. Yeah. That's where my brain goes, and so I did that
because we kind of
project.
had a last minute idea of maybe doing it a little different than what we had been thinking for the whole year.
And we sort of ballparked like, could this fit? Yeah, probably could. Yeah, probably definitely could fit. So that checked the box to get it here. But you and I hadn't sat down with a measuring tape and blue tape and we still have to probably tape the floors out a little bit to get it ready, because these rigging companies come and they are masters at moving things, but they need to know where that stuff goes.
Right, and you got to be respectful of their time, and it can't be like, oh, would you move it a little more this way, a little more that way?
It's super heavy equipment. Like we're gonna have to put some chunks on the spinner again so that it can be moved, and just remember how to do all that stuff as we're moving our existing spinner. It's not going away, folks. We love that spinner. It's just gotta get moved a little bit. So
anyway, that's good.
It's gonna be. I'm really nervous about it. These days, it's like the epitome of change, where people are like, I don't, you're resistant to change. This is like a huge change. Once we get on the other side of it, I'll feel
I'm sorry if you feel anxious about it. I'm very excited about it.
I mean, I'm excited, but there's so many things that could go wrong. So that's I get anxious about these things.
Well, but what we know is we're in very good hands because we've worked with these guys before.
I know.
And they are pros
and they
at moving
have
heavy.
The spinner there. It's not like it's on a ship someplace.
No, they are in possession of it, and these guys are pros at moving wicked heavy equipment. So
and they're just really nice guys.
Yeah,
so
they are.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
And then the other update is on the 1,000 pounds of wool.
Yeah, that 1,000 pounds of wool, the saga continues. The Chargers, which is the scouring place down in Jamestown, South Carolina, was closed for Thanksgiving week. And so this is the week it's being scoured.
Can't wait to hear how it goes.
Yeah, and don't know how long after it gets scoured it will get packed up and shipped here. But good news is this week it's getting scoured. We'll see.
Couldn't get here fast enough. I feel like we've been burning through our farm fresh yarns.
I love that the farm fresh is suddenly just ignited.
It is incredible. It just
let's not get wrong. We love making tracks. We love all the color. But what we really love is to be able to say, here is wool sourced from a farm, 2 hours away, 3 hours away, whatever, and it's supporting a farm. Here are the sheep. Yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
Yeah. So speaking of wool, which we do every day.
Great segue.
Your husband is what?
He is learning to knit. So I think we do all the intros in the little interview I filmed. I can't hardly remember because we're also wrangling Maeve, which you'll see.
Okay.
But I'll let the interview speak for itself.
Excellent.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the Millcast family.
Thanks. Yeah, we're all here.
So, want to tell people why you have come here on the Millcast today?
Well, I've come here on the Millcast because you asked me to come here on the Millcast. But I think the real reason that you wanted me on here is this little scarf that Maeve's wearing.
Yes.
And the fact that it's the first thing I've ever knit.
I should formally introduce you. I'm sure I'll do a lead-in prior to this. But you are my husband, Cody Williams.
Mm-hmm. That's me.
And what's your name, miss?
Maeve Williams.
Maeve Williams. So, yes, you completed your first ever knitting project.
Yep, it's right here.
And Maeve is modeling it. She won't take it off.
Nope, it only took me way too long.
How long did it take you?
I don't really remember, but far longer than most people that knit a scarf, from my understanding.
I don't think. I think you did a great job. So, it's, what's the pattern name?
The Bedford scarf. Although, I didn't pick that out. I say it like I do. You really picked out a scarf that would be, pretty straightforward
It's
for me.
helpful to have a friend... wife, whatever, who knows how to navigate Ravelry and use a lot of filters to figure out, I have this yarn, I have this skill level, what should I make?
Yeah.
So we found this on Ravelry. Maeve, can you hold it up to the camera?
Here, can you
see?
hold this up?
So you can see it is made out of our making tracks. It was a little small skein of one of the early renditions of our Daybreak colorway.
Yeah, I got to just dig through the scraps and remnants.
And it's a great use for it.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about how it went.
Well, so let's see, is this before the mill? Or maybe, I think it was right around the time of you and Peggy starting the mill. I felt sort of compelled I should at least know how to knit a little bit because I go to enough festivals with you. I try and sound like I know what I'm doing. I know a decent amount about well,
you're interested in fiber.
Yeah, exactly. I know a decent amount about fiber. I love knitted things.
I
love wool. I love our sheep, and I do, plenty of that. But in terms of actually using what you're making, I had never knit anything. So you had
crocheted
or anything.
Yeah.
But you had found a pattern for it was like a vintage World War II era knitting pattern that was encouraged for people to knit to send to soldiers who were at war, and it was a hat which you
I think
discouraged
it was actually
me.
From the Red Cross or something.
Yeah, it was like a Red Cross pattern that they provided to say hey, you want to help out with the war, knit these and we'll send them overseas. And you discouraged me from knitting a hat because it was in the round and you thought it was going to be complicated, but I was like, darn it, I want something old-timey and cool to knit. And I made it about, 6 rows, and it was all knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, and I still, even after the scarf, can't quite 100% identify knit versus purl and what I needed to do next. So it was a very bad pattern, and I got really stressed.
The pattern was fine.
No, the pattern was great.
It was just not for beginners.
Yeah.
And I was also I think this was long enough ago that had I known then what I know now, I would have never let you try to do that, because I also gave you some like hand spun yarn to do it on. So
it was
like
scrap yarn to practice with.
But it was like it was hand spun.
Irregular.
It was
tough to see. Like sometimes I was splitting the yarn just because I didn't know what I was doing and I wasn't really getting a hold of it. Anyway, so I found it stressful.
Your knitting needles up in frustration.
I got like tense shoulders when I was trying to knit that thing. I would like hunch up because I just was so stressed doing it. And then I always was like, I thought knitting was supposed to be so relaxing and beautiful, and I'm stressed doing this. So I gave up for a while. But then I thought I should really learn to knit, because you amazingly can knit with like, you can knit on a plane, is watching a TV show, like whatever. You can just knit everywhere, and I don't really have any hobbies or interests that can that I can easily do in a situation like that. So here I went. I started.
Okay.
And it's basically it was conveniently I learned how to cast on. I did a bunch of just knit, and then I had this little keyhole. Yes, that is. I know it's yours. Can I use the other end? So I had this little keyhole. That was my first little interesting trick.
Okay, we're not going to show them. We can talk about it verbally.
Yeah. So I had to learn how to put stitches on hold, and then knit kind of two little pieces. Or I guess that actually was ribbing, a little bit of ribbing.
Yes, it was. You'd put half the stitches on hold, like every other stitch on hold. Mm-hmm. Then you did some ribbing with the ones that weren't on hold. For,
I don't know, 20 stitches or so. Or maybe it was 25, somewhere in there. And then back to just knit. And then I got to practice it again, so it was a good review.
Yeah.
And then finish it off and cast off. So I got like the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah, but it wasn't in the round, so I think that was easier for you. And I when I started knitting, probably in middle school, I knit a lot of this. Like, this would have been fancy for me with your whole keyhole thing. I think it's great. Mm-hmm. But this was what I knit for, like, I don't know, the first 10, 12 years of my knitting life. Like, I would pick it up sporadically. I'd make a scarf. I knew how to knit and purl. That was basically it. Yeah. And then it wasn't until we met and had our little meet cute moment, and I wanted to impress you. And so I went to Pearl Soho in New York, where I was living at the time, and they convinced me I could probably handle this cabled scarf pattern. So that was the first time I branched out, and I knit you a way too long, way too warm.
It's a very big warm scarf.
But it was the first time I've worked with real wool. Maeve, you are really having fun with this. But anyways, so do you think you'll knit again?
Probably. I'll give it a break, and then I'll pick another project up. Maybe I'll knit another scarf or a hat.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think I now at least have the fundamentals down. Like, it's not totally overwhelming to me if I want to knit another one of these. I think that was pretty good. So I'll probably knit something else at some point.
Yeah.
But I have so many other hobbies and interests. I think I will not become a pro knitter anytime soon. I think this will always be something I can do on occasion. And it's great. I'm really happy that I think it turned out pretty good too.
It fits her great.
Yeah.
And it keeps her little neck warm. She didn't have a scarf before. She was stealing my torkel all the time. Yeah. And now she has her own.
Now you can keep your little neck warm.
And she's gotten several compliments on it. When
I'm
in
does
public,
make me feel pretty good when people say it's nice.
You probably made this because people know I own a wool mill. I'm like, no. My husband has knit this. So we're so proud.
Yeah.
Okay, are we proud of Papa? Yeah, do you like your scarf? Well, thank you both for coming on the Millcast.
Of course. Maybe I'll knit something else again, and maybe I'll get a little more complicated with it next time. Maybe we'll see.
Well, but you're taking a weaving class.
Yeah, I'm taking a weaving class up at Marshfield
in January.
And I think that's really
exciting.
Weaving, or maybe even machine knitting of some kind. Maybe is a good hybrid of my skill level as a knitter, and also my I don't know. I love. The Mills machines are fascinating. I just love the intricacy of all these machines that do this amazing stuff. So maybe that's a good hybrid for me.
Yeah.
A little bit of knitting in there, and then the bulk of it, I'm working with a cool machine that's doing cool stuff. We'll see.
I think it's great to hear from people. I mean, aside from the fact I'm biased, and I'm just really proud as your partner here. I think it's great to see people's first projects, because you all have to start someplace, and this was an awesome first project. Yeah. So.
And I think the colors, you can't entirely predict it, but I think the color kind of fade looked really nice. So I'm pretty darn proud of it. Actually.
Loves it. All right. Well, we better get you bundled up and get out and explore the winter woods, huh?
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for sharing my
Cody.
little project.
Yeah, so I'm so proud of him.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I don't think Todd would consider it for a nanosecond.
He's still a little stressed out by it, but I think, he now understands, he can knit, he can purl, he can cast off, he can cast
So now it's just
Okay.
repeat.
Yeah, and I don't know if he will. I think it was more of a, let's give this a go. I don't think it's like the hobby for him.
Okay.
But he wanted to understand it, and he stuck with it, and the project is great. So
Hey, does he have
see.
any interest in weaving?
Yes, he's taking a weaving class.
I got a loom for him if he is.
Oh my gosh, we have a loom in our
that was
basement,
Todd's
too.
That was Todd's hobby for a while.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, he does. He wants to take up weaving. So
Oh,
we'll
good.
see how that goes.
Oh,
But
that's great.
Yeah, I'm
All right.
super pleased.
So, the knit along.
It's chugging along.
It's chugging along. I have finished mine.
Congratulations. Let's see.
I did it with the red hots and the cream.
Okay.
And just given do I have the
Okay, I
fold at
see
the right
piece.
place? It's piece all the way around.
Oh,
because
nice.
I just felt, not only 'tis the season, but
Yeah.
I just think that what's going on in the world, we can't have enough.
Yeah.
So that's mine. And then
Did you block it?
I have not blocked it. I should block it. And when I block it, will the pink from the background go away a little bit?
I don't really know.
Have you-
I need to go acquire some balloons because this is
Oh,
Emmett's
that's-
tip.
that's
was
right.
To blow up a balloon the size of your head and
Yep.
to wet block it on there. So I've still got to do that as well.
Hey, get 2 balloons.
I will. I don't think they sell individual balloons.
Yeah,
I was trying
all
to
right.
where does one source one here, and I was thinking our general store probably. So I gotta remember
Absolutely.
to do that.
But boy, have people done really clever hats.
It's
And
so fun to. I
thank
thought we
you
were
guys
gonna
for
get,
posting so many of the pictures.
Yeah.
They're really fun. Just real quick, some of them read Yoo-hoo, EWE, Go Birds, Fa la 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 la, Happy Place, Cheers. I mean, very fun.
Super fun, and we haven't really seen too many people following. Like, no one has knit a junction fiber mill hat that
That's
I know
okay.
of.
That's
Totally fine.
Yeah.
I think I've seen a couple knit pearls, but for the most part, it seems like the formula and people getting excited to do their own.
Yeah,
that's
doing their
kinda
own
worked.
thing. I think
So
it's fantastic.
people made up their own symbols to put on.
Yeah,
hats. I think that
yeah.
is
Cheers
excellent.
had, I think, a little martini glass to
It was
go
great.
next to it. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
It was very fun. And
Yeah.
when are we doing that till?
December 12th.
Okay,
So a few
all
more
right.
weeks yet. If you still haven't jumped into it, I think it only took me like a couple of days of knitting.
Yeah,
so.
it's a real quick knit. It's
Yeah.
a real quick
Some
knit.
people have done a couple of them at this point, which
Yeah.
is cool. I think
So-
a lot of people are getting these for Christmas. So
Yeah,
that's,
it's a great easy knit.
Yep.
I have started another project.
Let's see it.
And I just got it stuck in the zipper. This little bag, how cute is this? My friend Vicky, who dies here, she dies. Let's just leave it at that. Made that for me years ago.
Oh my goodness.
I told you a while back that I was going to try something different, and
Okay.
this is, I know, a petite knit vest.
Oh my god. Wait, is it this one that I'm wearing?
I don't.
What's it called?
It's called. I brought it with me. It's called Friday Slipover.
Oh no, this is the Stockholm slip.
So this one, you start at the top,
Yep.
and then you knit down. So I'm now knitting down to the bottom.
I love the color. Is it for you?
So yes, it is,
Okay.
and it's really out of my wheelhouse. I haven't done green, so I have a green that I actually bought this locally because we don't do yet a sport weight.
Yep.
But I bought the mohair at the Vermont Sheep and Wool Festival way back at the end of September, and then
Yeah.
I went into Scratch and got a match. And it's really remarkable how it transfers. So those are the two colors.
Wow, and this
And
is going to
then-
be so warm but light at the
Yeah,
same
my
time.
my only frustration is that I don't think my mohair is going to make it. I'm going to run out of mohair.
Well, Scratch can probably.
Well, I got this from a dyeing house in Scratch doesn't carry this mohair.
Oh,
Now,
right.
here's I do have some of the cow blue mohair that I got at Vogue Knitting Live.
Cowgirl Blues.
So Cowgirl Blues. How weird would it be for the collars and this to be purple, like a lilac? I might give it a try.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm having a lot of fun knitting it. It's really quite different than what I usually do.
Nice. Yeah, you've made quite a lot of progress.
Yeah, because it's on size 4 needles. So yes, and all I got to do is get it unstuck from the zipper.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
what are you
Good
up to?
luck. I'm working on my Pinguino.
Oh,
Last
yeah.
night I had to concentrate a little bit, and we're watching a movie, and I did not pay that much attention.
What movie?
After midnight, maybe, is the third in the trilogy of the before sunset, before sunrise.
Yep.
We'd watched all of them. Anyways, you don't have to pay that close of attention to it. So I now
wow, that is
got to the part.
Very adorable.
I'm starting a sleeve.
Well, it's starting to look like something.
I know, right?
The first time you were showing it, I'm like, what?
Looks like some sort of sea creature. So yeah, again, Stephen West, Penguino, it just continues to have like funky technique things. So what held me up for a few days where I was like not inspired to knit was this part, which
Right.
I had to just like knit this tiny little strip, and then I had to like seam it, which I'm not very good at seaming things, and
Yeah.
I just kind of said screw it and did like an approximation. Like they're probably not 1-to-1 on like which stitch lines
yeah.
up, but it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter. This looks like a scrap jacket.
Yeah,
anyway,
I don't
so.
think the kid's gonna complain.
Nope. So now I'm adding the sleeve. I'm doing it in our Jacob twist, which we don't have at the moment, but I had some left, so I'm gonna do the sleeves, which are sort of like 3/4 length kimono sleeves out of that. So I'm getting to the point where I think I join with the underarms that are on hold, I do that. But
Wow.
And then after this, there's I do it on the other side, and then there's a couple stripes on the bottom, a shawl collar. This has been a fun project, almost similar to like doing the bunny rabbit stuffed animal, where you just are doing techniques a lot.
Right.
Learning new things. So it's fun. I'm engaged with it. I still need to come up with a second project for when I am sick of it, because it was good for my reading, because I chose to read rather than knit for a few days over the break.
Okay.
Which I feel like I go either like I'm knitting a lot or I'm reading a lot, because I don't do the books
You mean
on tape,
read or audiobooks?
Yeah, read.
Okay.
I like to read from a book. So I finished the book I was reading, which is good, but I didn't do a ton of knitting.
Okay, again, what were you reading?
White Teeth.
Oh yeah, that's right. What did you think?
I really liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wait a minute, you got a tip from
Yes. Oh, yeah. Thank you to one of our commenters. So I had asked about the tip for the welts, because I was having a hard time figuring out how to do them. I don't know even how many patterns use welts, or
Yeah,
how
I gotta be
applicable
honest,
this
I
will
didn't
be.
know that. Yeah.
So the welts, you're knitting like 10 rows, so you have this like strip of stockinette stitch, and then you're basically
Folding
joining the next row. You're gonna join, like knit the stitch together with one of the back ends of the
and when
stitches.
you first showed this, you were like saying that was a pain.
It was a pain, because I couldn't figure out like when you're looking at the back of the work, like which one to grab. So the person recommended to use a guy line.
Yeah, lifeline.
Knit in a lifeline, or I'll have to look into how to do that exactly. So I'm guessing, so you would just knit the row and then put a strand through it, right? So you can see it.
Or you can I think you can knit it in while you're going.
Okay.
And you want it in a thinner, something easy and high contrast so you can see it. And then when you've done it, then you just slide it right out.
Okay. So next time, if I ever do welts again, which there's an adult version of this.
Is there really?
Yes, I saw someone at Rhinebeck where it looked awesome.
Wow.
So anyways, maybe I'll do that someday, but it's been a very fun project. A big stash buster, as they say, and it's just kind of like use whatever.
I have to say, this has inspired me
Yeah.
to do a stash busting thing. Not that, but it's inspired me. I'm not going to say any more. But that's what's up next after this.
Okay.
And I'm a one at a time. You guys who have got like 12 projects going, I can't handle that. I got to finish this before I go to the next thing.
I think that's great. I just need to like have something when I get stuck on a project.
Right.
Which technically I have another project, which is that red sweater I started forever ago with Maeve. I've just been putting it in a corner right now because the sleeves are too long and I have to rip them out.
Okay.
So I'm gonna rip the sleeves out. I put it on her today, not all the way, just like 3 or 4 inches, and refinish it.
Okay.
And then I've got to do that flower motif.
Oh, that's
that I
right.
said.
That's
So
the big part. Yeah.
that is still coming, and I made the hems way too tight, so I have to redo them because I really like doing that Italian bind off or whatever.
Yeah.
And
this is calling for the Italian bind off.
Yeah, usually I end up pulling it pretty tight because that's what it called. This, I don't know. I think I pulled it way too tight, so just a little bit of underneath there. Anyways, that'll get finished.
All right. We gotta get caught up and
oh my gosh,
we gotta get caught up and get to work.
To do. But
we
will leave you with the next time to come shop in person
and come
here.
see us.
and see the mill. We're going to have a holiday open house.
Yeah.
It's going to be December 15th. That's a Friday. From 3 to 5.
From 3 to 5.
We're going to have some Christmas cookies.
Yeah, we'll be in the holiday spirit.
Christmas music on.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's a good chance if you need a last minute gift for somebody
or for yourself. Time to buy something for yourself. Whatever. We'd love to see you.
Yeah. All right. Oh my gosh. So much to catch up on.
Truly.
We got to get the ground running.